In Beijing, the capital of China, a disaster is unfolding. The city is enduring the brutal combination of two natural forces, devastating floods and deadly landslides. Prolonged heavy rains across the surrounding mountains have caused rivers to swell and surge into the urban core. Water-saturated soil on the slopes has become unstable, collapsing without warning and sweeping away small mountain villages. The result is a full-scale crisis. Entire neighborhoods submerged, roads torn apart, and hillsides crumbling into the valleys below. Floodwaters surged into low-lying areas, quickly overwhelming drainage systems, underground tunnels, subway stations, and residential districts were engulfed. Countless cars were swallowed by the rising waters, bridges strained under immense pressure, and residents fled in panic to higher ground. Emergency sirens echoed across the city, signaling the severity of the disaster. In the mountain outskirts, massive walls of mud and rock thundered downhill, sweeping away homes, fields, and wiping out entire roads within moments. Authorities and rescue forces now face an unprecedented challenge. In urban districts, the focus is on pumping water out of critical infrastructure, protecting the power grid, and evacuating people from danger zones. In the countryside, rescue teams battle blocked highways, shore up fractured slopes, and deliver food, water, and medicine to families cut off by the disaster. The contrast across Beijing is striking. On one side, the modern skyline of glass towers stands over flooded streets. On the other, rugged hills are scarred as heavy machinery carves paths through thousands of tons of mud to clear the way for convoys of aid. Helicopters hover above submerged neighborhoods, pulling people to safety. Inflatable boats cut through strong currents to bring supplies. Amid the chaos, stories of courage emerge, neighbors linking arms to rescue the trapped, volunteers handing out food and water to those who have lost everything. The catastrophe has also exposed the fragility of urban systems in the face of nature's power. Engineers rush to reinforce riverbanks and erect temporary levees. Yet every new downpour threatens to undo their progress. Landslides remain highly unpredictable. The waterlogged ground could collapse at any moment with the slightest tremor. The human toll is severe. Thousands of families have lost their homes and all their possessions. Schools and businesses have been forced to close. Electricity and clean water are cut off across multiple districts. Thousands more are crowded into emergency shelters, living in uncertainty with no clear sense of when life might return to normal. Yet even in the darkness, the light of human solidarity shines. Relief groups distribute emergency supplies, residents open their homes to strangers, and communities band together in unity. The world watches with concern as images of collapsing hillsides, submerged highways, and dramatic rescues spread across the globe. Experts warn that extreme rainfall and landslides may become a persistent threat to China's major cities, demanding fundamental changes in urban planning and disaster preparedness. The road to recovery will be long and difficult, clearing mud and debris, restoring transportation networks, rebuilding homes, and healing psychological wounds will take significant time. Engineers caution that stabilizing mountain roads and reinforcing weakened slopes could take months. Meanwhile, city planners face the monumental task of upgrading flood defenses across the capital. Even so, the resilience of Beijing's people shines through. They rise from the wreckage with determination, unity, and an unyielding spirit. This disaster is a stark reminder of nature's overwhelming force, but also a testament to human courage and endurance. Beijing may be wounded, but it will not fall. Its people are writing a new chapter of bravery, solidarity, and faith in tomorrow.
这一哈哈都哈3个来吗？6个来。
Over the past 24 hours, Beijing, the capital of China, has been grappling with a record-breaking deluge that has caused severe flooding, claiming at least 30 lives and forcing more than 80,000 residents to evacuate from high-risk areas. According to city authorities, the heaviest rainfall was recorded in the northern districts of Mentugou and Yangqing, where precipitation reached up to 573.5 millimeters, 22.6 inches, surpassing the city's annual average in just a few days. The torrential rains triggered flash floods, landslides, and extensive infrastructure damage across the region. The town of Miun, located approximately 100 kilometers northeast of central Beijing, was among the hardest hit areas. Residents reported that floodwaters surged rapidly, submerging streets, homes, and businesses. In some places, water levels rose to as high as 1.5 meters, 4.92 feet, bringing urban life to a standstill. The Miun Reservoir, a key water facility built in 1959, reached its highest water level since its construction. In response, authorities were forced to release water from the reservoir and issued warnings to downstream communities about potential flood risks. The severe weather also caused blackouts in at least 136 villages and left many major roads either damaged or completely submerged, leading to serious disruptions in transportation. Flights and train services were delayed or suspended, straining the city's emergency response systems. To address the crisis, the central government has allocated 550 million yuan, approximately USD 77 million, in emergency relief funds, including 200 million yuan earmarked specifically for Beijing's response efforts. President Xi Jinping has called for an all-out search and rescue operation to minimize casualties. He also ordered the closure of schools, suspension of construction work, and cancellation of all outdoor activities until the emergency warnings are lifted. The situation remains critical, with meteorologists forecasting continued heavy rain in the coming days. This disaster once again exposes the vulnerability of urban infrastructure to extreme weather events, emphasizing the urgent need for more effective flood control systems and climate-resilient urban planning. Beijing's drainage infrastructure, designed for average rainfall, has proven incapable of coping with the sudden volume of water. Key facilities such as sewage systems and water treatment plants have also been impacted, further straining the city's emergency resources. Although thousands of rescue workers, including military personnel, have been deployed to assist with evacuations and emergency aid, the sheer scale of the disaster has made it difficult to reach all affected areas. Numerous roads remain blocked, and rescue teams are relying on rubber boats and helicopters to access isolated communities. Authorities fear that the death toll may rise as search efforts continue, especially in remote or severely affected zones. Residents are being advised to stay indoors and avoid non-essential travel as emergency teams work tirelessly to restore order and provide shelter and supplies to those in need. Despite swift response efforts, experts warn that it may take weeks or even months for the region to fully recover from the disaster's impacts.
Nature doesn't send us warnings, but we can. Floods, earthquakes, wildfires, and storms are striking harder and faster than ever before. By subscribing, you are not just watching, you are joining a movement to stay alert, stay informed, and helps others to do the same. Hit the subscribe now because the next disaster won't wait, and neither should you. Be ready and be aware.